So today I'm going to tell you a story of the first and only time I used a dating app in Singapore. So this happened end of 2022. I was coming back to Singapore for the break in the middle of my junior year. I was seeing this guy in New York and it was like a situationship situation. And before I left, I asked him like, are you going to see anybody when I'm away? And he basically was like, I'm not going to like try to, but I'm not going to not try to. Like I'm still like a 22-year-old guy in New York City. And so obviously I was like, okay, well, like I must see someone just in case he sees someone because that's how my mind worked at the time. I know, stupid mentality. But anyways, so I download Tinder here. I never actually have used Hinge in Singapore. I just thought Tinder would be more used here. Hinge just felt more American to me. I'm still yet to use Hinge here. But anyways, I get on Tinder. I start swiping for a few days. I was actually going to the Philippines for a little bit. So I literally was only here for a day. I end up like matching with a few people, but obviously like I was only here for a day. And I think I moved to Instagram with only this one guy. It was really easy to talk to him just because like we were both in the IASIS school system. Like I went to Singapore American school and he went to another school in the IASIS school system, which is basically like a group of schools in Southeast Asia that like compete against each other for sports, do like collaboration for arts and stuff like that. He went to one of those schools, so we had mutuals. Also, like we had similar upbringings, you know, like going to international westernized schools in Southeast Asia. So yeah, like I was in the Philippines for about 2 weeks and we just like talked most days back and forth on Instagram. Like it was really chill, like nothing like crazy. And like, you know, Tinder does it based on like your physical location, so I couldn't match with anyone else in Singapore, so I was literally just talking to him. Anyways, I come back, we schedule a date, and I was super nervous because like keep in mind I'd actually only met one other person from a dating app in general at this time, like the one and only guy I ever met in New York that turned into like a situationship. So I literally like went to get hot pot dinner with my friend like right before, and I was so nervous. I was like tweaking, and she literally ended up like walking me to the date. Like we were gonna like grab drinks around Clark Quay, and like he was waiting for me in the MRT station, and my friend like walked me to see him like a mom like dropping her daughter off. So anyways, we meet for the first time, we like hug, we like talk on the way to the bar. We were just like introducing ourselves. We went to this like unlimited soju bar place, which was a great idea, I guess. And I obviously drank a lot. He drank like, I swear, like maybe 3 bottles of soju, and I maybe drank like two plus. Obviously, since we were getting drunk pretty fast, and also like I think we both knew that like this was like a very temporary fling because obviously we both like didn't live in Singapore. I think we were both just like so unhinged in everything we were saying. Like I literally fully told him about like my situationship in New York. He told me about like multiple different girl situations. Like it was like fun honestly because it was like such low stakes and low pressure, so we could like say whatever we wanted. But yeah, honestly I had a great time. I think he also had a good time. And then like we were there until like the bar closed down maybe around like 10, 11. And then when they were like kind of kicking us out, he like kissed me for the first time like at the bar. I forgot kind of how he did it. I think he just like kind of went for it, and we were all both kind of drunk, so it was really easy. And then we were just like hee 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 hee. And then it was just like so it was like kind of messy and just like kind of all over the place. Like we just like started holding hands and we like walked like across the bridge, you know, like the Clark Quay area, and we like walked to like the river outside of Central Mall, and we were just like sitting by the river and like watching the boats go by, and we were like cuddling and making out, like being like super drunk and stupid. And he asked me like where I was staying. I obviously say I still live with my parents when I'm in Singapore, and he was like, me too. I think you can see where this is going. Like it was pretty crazy. He actually like started looking up like really cheap hotels on his phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? And then eventually he asked me like, how crazy are you like down to be right now? And I was just like so drunk out of my mind and like just like down for anything. Like, you know, I was like, I'm on vacation. And I basically was like, I'm pretty down, I'm pretty crazy. And then I don't want to say what we did because I don't want to get in trouble, but we definitely did something we were not supposed to do, and I have not done since, and that's all I will say about it, and you can interpret that as you want to. All I will say is that I definitely checked off something on the rice purity test that night. But anyways, so then we eventually go home around like 12, 1. It was so funny because like I told my dad that I was like getting dessert with a friend, and then he like kept calling me like in the middle of everything, and eventually I had to be like, yo, like my dad keeps calling me, like he's getting suspicious, like I gotta go home. He walks me to the taxi stand, I called Grab, he like kisses me goodbye, it was like all cute and everything, and I was like, haha, see you again. I was in Singapore for like maybe around another week or so, and so was he. So we actually ended up meeting up again, but not like alone. We met like a couple days later to go to Marquee with like a group of his friends. And by group, I mean like literally two other people, a guy and a girl, both super nice, like vibes. We like prayed at his house. It was actually pretty platonic at his house. We just like sat there and drank and talked. Then at Marquee, it did get a little bit more like spicy. Like we were like dancing a little bit, like we made out a little bit, but obviously his friends were there, so it was a lot more PG than the first night. Like every time his friends came around, they would just like stand around and like kind of wait, and then he'd be like, okay, like let's chill. Then at the end, we like all went back to his apartment to like chill again. We just like held hands, cuddled in the cab. And then he did kiss me goodbye before I left. And that's actually like the last time we ever had anything like romantic happen between us. It was actually not the last time I saw him though. We did stay friends after that. We are still friends till right now. I don't know if he's gonna see this, but hi if you do. He does follow me on here. But anyway, he did crash at my apartment in New York a couple months later. Before he like left from JFK. He met like my friends, roommates, like we hung out, but like again, nothing happened there. It was like completely platonic. Like he slept on the couch. And then summer of 2024, which was last summer, I was in Singapore for most of it, so we did hang out like a couple times, just like in a group. Like one of the times I like invited him to drinks with my friends, and then another time like me and another friend hosted a barbecue and we invited him and he brought one of his friends and that was really fun. And yeah, like I haven't seen him since like last summer, but we've talked like every now and then on and off. Like it's super friendly still. Funny enough, most of the dating story times I don't actually like ask the guy there about whether I can post them or not, because usually by the time I'm posting them, it's like completely over. They've like screwed me over. So obviously I'm like coming online and just like telling my side of the story, and like I don't bother to ask them like, can I say it, because they're probably obviously gonna say no. But this guy's actually like a really nice guy, great, like we're still friends. He told me to say that, but like I actually believe it. So I did actually just message him asking if like I could post this about him. And he said yes, just to make him look like a great guy, which he is, and I hope I did convey that message. I think what really made this work out was that like we both came into it with the very same intention from the very beginning, because we both knew it was going to be temporary. We both like kind of just wanted some companionship during that time, and also like I think we both like liked and respected each other enough as people to continue being in each other's lives as friends even after like anything that was like beyond the friend realm ended. We haven't kissed in like over 2 years, but we're still talking, not super frequently or anything like that, but we're still like very friendly. So yeah, my first and only dating experience here in Singapore as an adult. Overall positive, even though I don't know if it's representative of like a typical dating experience here. One, because it was temporary, and two, because the guy was not like super local, even though he's a citizen of here. Like I've literally lived here longer than him. He only moved here like after he graduated from high school. But yeah, overall super positive. Definitely an interesting story to share, that I'm glad that he just let me share. But yeah, that's my dating story time for today, and my only dating story time in Singapore currently.